Success isn't random. It's not luck. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. Success is the inevitable result of specific habits practiced consistently over time. And the reason most people never achieve the success they want isn't because they're not capable. It's because they don't have the habits that attract success. They have the habits that attract mediocrity, the habits that attract struggle, the habits that keep them exactly where they are. But here's the good news. Habits can be changed. Patterns can be broken. And when you replace your current habits with the habits that successful people practice, success becomes inevitable. Not someday, not eventually, inevitable. So today, I'm going to show you the 7 habits that attract success like a magnet, the 7 patterns that every successful person shares, the 7 daily practices that separate people who achieve extraordinary things from people who just talk about achieving them. And if you implement these 7 habits, if you actually practice them consistently, I promise you, your life will transform in ways you can't even imagine right now. Let's begin. Habit number 1. They wake up with intention. Successful people don't stumble into their day. They don't wake up and react. They don't let the day happen to them. They wake up with intention, with purpose, with a clear plan for who they're going to be and what they're going to accomplish. Before they check their phone, before they look at emails, before they do anything else, they set their intention for the day. Today, I will be focused. Today, I will be productive. Today, I will move my most important goals forward. Today, I will show up as the best version of myself. This simple practice, taking 60 seconds to set your intention before the chaos of the day begins, changes everything. Because intention creates direction, and direction creates results. Most people wake up and immediately start reacting. They check their phone and get pulled into other people's priorities. They look at the news and fill their mind with negativity. They start their day already behind, already stressed, already scattered. But successful people protect their morning mind. They understand that the first thoughts they think set the tone for their entire day. So they wake up with intention. They decide who they're going to be before the world tells them who to be. And that one habit, that one simple practice, creates a foundation that everything else builds on. Habit number 2. They prioritize ruthlessly. Successful people understand something that most people don't. Not everything is equally important. In fact, most things aren't important at all. Most tasks are just busy work. Most activities are just distractions disguised as productivity. So successful people prioritize ruthlessly. They identify the few things that actually matter, the things that will actually move them forward, and they focus all their energy on those things. Everything else, they eliminate it, delegate it, delay it, ignore it. They don't try to do everything. They do the right things, the important things, the things that create results. And here's the key. They do these important things first, before anything else, before emails, before meetings, before the urgent but unimportant tasks that everyone else wastes their day on. They eat the frog. They tackle their most important, most difficult, most impactful task when their energy is highest and their willpower is strongest. While everyone else is checking email and attending pointless meetings, successful people are making real progress on the things that actually matter. That's why they accomplish more by noon than most people accomplish in a week. Not because they work longer hours, because they prioritize ruthlessly and focus on what actually creates results. Habit number 3. They invest in learning every single day. Successful people are obsessed with growth, with learning, with becoming better than they were yesterday. They read every day, not fiction, not escapism, books that teach them, books that challenge them, books that make them smarter, wiser, more capable. They listen to podcasts, they take courses, they study people who've achieved what they want to achieve. They consume information that makes them more valuable. And here's what they understand. Knowledge compounds.
Every book you read makes the next book more valuable because you have more context. Every skill you learn makes the next skill easier because you have more foundation. Every piece of knowledge connects to other knowledge, creating a web of understanding that makes you exponentially more capable. Most people stop learning after school. They think education is something you do for 18 years and then you're done. But successful people understand that education never stops, that the moment you stop learning is the moment you start becoming irrelevant. So they invest in learning every single day, 30 minutes minimum, sometimes an hour, sometimes more. They understand that the person they'll be a year from now is determined by the information they consume and the skills they develop today. So they consume wisely, they learn strategically, they grow intentionally.
And over time, that daily investment in learning creates a massive competitive advantage that most people never develop. Habit number 4. They take action despite fear. Here's what separates successful people from everyone else. They feel the same fear, the same doubt, the same uncertainty, but they act anyway. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait until the fear goes away. They don't wait until conditions are perfect. They take action despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the uncertainty, because they understand something crucial. Confidence doesn't create action. Action creates confidence. You don't become confident and then start a business. You start a business scared, and building it makes you confident. You don't become confident and then have difficult conversations. You have difficult conversations scared, and having them makes you confident. You don't become confident and then take risks. You take risks scared, and surviving them makes you confident. Successful people have trained themselves to move forward even when they're afraid, especially when they're afraid, because they know that on the other side of fear is growth. On the other side of discomfort is expansion. On the other side of risk is reward. So they don't avoid fear. They run toward it. They seek it out. They see fear as a signal that they're pushing beyond their current limits, which is exactly where they need to be. While everyone else is waiting to feel ready, successful people are taking action and becoming ready through the action itself. Habit number 5, they surround themselves with excellence. Successful people are extremely intentional about who they spend time with. They understand that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, that your environment shapes you more than your willpower ever could, that the people around you either elevate you or pull you down. So they're ruthless about their circle. They cut out the toxic people, the energy drainers, the complainers, the excuse makers, the people who celebrate mediocrity. And they intentionally build relationships with people who are smarter than them, more successful than them, more disciplined than them, more ambitious than them. People who challenge them to level up. People who hold them to higher standards. People who won't let them settle or make excuses. This is uncomfortable, it's humbling, it requires vulnerability and ego management. But successful people would rather be uncomfortable and growing than comfortable and stagnant. They would rather be the least successful person in a room of excellence than the most successful person in a room of mediocrity. Because they know that proximity to excellence creates excellence, that being around high performers makes you perform higher, that surrounding yourself with winners makes you play to win. So they invest in the right relationships, they join the right communities, they put themselves in rooms where they're challenged, not coddled. And over time, the influence of those relationships compounds into transformation. Habit number 6, they protect their energy ruthlessly. Successful people understand that energy is their most valuable resource, more valuable than time, more valuable than money. Because with energy, you can create time and make money, but without energy, time and money are worthless. So they protect their energy like their life depends on it, because it does. They say no to things that drain them. They eliminate toxic relationships. They remove themselves from negative environments. They stop consuming content that depletes them. They understand that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something important. Every hour spent with energy vampires is an hour not spent building. Every minute watching news or scrolling social media is a minute of mental energy wasted. So they're selective, strategic, protective. They guard their mornings because that's when their energy is highest. They create boundaries because boundaries protect their capacity. They eliminate distractions because distractions steal their focus. And they invest their energy wisely in the relationships that matter, in the work that creates results, in the activities that compound. They don't waste energy defending themselves from critics. They don't waste energy worrying about things they can't control. They don't waste energy on drama, gossip, or negativity. They channel every ounce of energy into moving forward, into building, into creating, into becoming. And because they protect their energy so ruthlessly, they have energy when everyone else is depleted. They have focus when everyone else is scattered. They have capacity when everyone else is overwhelmed. Habit number 7, they reflect and adjust daily. Successful people don't just act, they reflect. They don't just execute, they evaluate. Every single day, they take time to review, to assess, to adjust.
This habit of daily reflection and adjustment is what creates sustainable success. It's what allows them to keep improving instead of plateauing. It's what turns good into great and great into exceptional. Now let me tell you what happens when you actually implement these 7 habits. You wake up with intention instead of reaction. You start your day in control instead of chaos. You prioritize ruthlessly. You accomplish more in 3 hours than most people accomplish in 3 days because you're focused on what actually matters. You invest in learning. You become smarter, wiser, more capable every single day. Knowledge compounds, and you become exponentially more valuable. You take action despite fear. You build real confidence through evidence, not through affirmations. You become someone who doesn't let fear stop them. You surround yourself with excellence. You level up because the people around you demand it. You become the high performer you're capable of being. You protect your energy ruthlessly. You have capacity when everyone else is drained. You have focus when everyone else is scattered. You reflect and adjust daily. You improve constantly. You optimize endlessly. You compound your growth. And the result? Success becomes inevitable. Not because you got lucky, not because you had advantages, because you practiced the habits that attract success, day after day, week after week, month after month, until success isn't something you're chasing, it's something you're living. But here's what you need to understand. These habits only work if you actually do them, not if you read about them and feel inspired, not if you think they're good ideas, not if you plan to implement them someday. You have to actually do them, starting today, starting tomorrow morning. So here's what I need you to do. Pick 3 of these 7 habits. Don't try to implement all 7 at once. Pick 3 that you need most right now. Maybe that's waking up with intention, prioritizing ruthlessly, and investing in daily learning. Maybe it's taking action despite fear, surrounding yourself with excellence, and protecting your energy. Maybe it's a different combination. Whatever 3 you choose, commit to practicing them every single day for the next 30 days. Build them into your routine, make them non-negotiable, track them daily, and watch what happens. Watch how your life starts changing. Watch how opportunities start appearing. Watch how success starts finding you. Because these habits are magnets. They attract success. They create the conditions where achievement becomes inevitable. But only if you practice them, only if you commit, only if you refuse to quit. 7 habits that attract success. You know what they are now. The only question is, will you implement them? Will you wake up with intention tomorrow? Will you prioritize ruthlessly? Will you invest in learning? Will you take action despite fear? Will you surround yourself with excellence? Will you protect your energy? Will you reflect and adjust? Or will you keep doing what you've been doing, wondering why success keeps eluding you? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. 7 habits, practiced consistently. That's all it takes. Start tomorrow. Watch your life transform. Success is waiting. Go attract it.